Hey everyone, the Retro Tech Dad here, and yep, no B-roll footage to start this video out. We will save that for the end of the video this time around. I thought it would be fun to go through and customize these two Miyoo Minis that I've had with me for a few months. Now I've been wanting to go through and customize them, but never actually got around to it. I think the last time I've actually mentioned the word Miyoo was in my video about the mythical Miyoo P60, which will probably never come out. And finally, I know that Shem over at Retro Breeze will be very happy to see me customizing my Miyoo Minis. By the way, head over to his channel for fantastic coverage of the Miyoo Mini, and definitely just a channel worth subscribing to. So last month I decided to go shopping on Etsy and try out a few things that looked interesting to me. Now I know a lot of my viewers and just fans of the Miyoo Mini know about Sakura retro modding, but I was actually looking to give some other Etsy sellers a try and maybe even a little shout out to see how their work is. So I put in 4 different orders from 4 different sellers. I ended up going with a set of white BetterShoulderButtons from GetBetter, a full set of translucent blue resin molded buttons from Cloud Life 6, a full set of matte 3D printed buttons from Sunny 3D Store, which is a name I very much approve of since one of my dog's name is Sunny, and finally a really cool looking case known as the GripCase from PartimeCAD. If any of these interest you, I will have links down below in my description. These all go directly to Etsy and are non-affiliate links. In fact, none of the sellers know I'm doing this YouTube video, and I will be sharing with them after publishing. Now, these all arrived in a very timely manner. In fact, I don't think anything from these orders took more than 3 weeks to arrive to Arizona, and was probably more like 1 to 2 weeks after ordering. For my US viewers, these sellers are all based in the US, in case you are looking for something to get to you potentially faster. So all of my goodies came in, and here's my nicely packaged set from Sunny 3D Store. The BetterShoulderButtons from GetBetter, the resin molded buttons from Cloud Life, which is also nicely packaged and surprisingly came with a set of BetterShoulderButtons, which I did not realize were part of the set, and finally a purple GripCase. And here are my 2 candidates for the mini operation we're about to conduct. So I will go through a detailed disassembly of one of these Miyoos and then quickly speed up the rest of the process for the other one. As always, I'll use my trusty iFixit kit for this teardown. Now lay down something to protect the screen and the front of the Miyoo Mini. The screens can be pretty fragile on the device, so just take care if you are planning to do this on your own. So we're going to use my super cool blue Miyoo Mini for the teardown portion. If you've never seen a teardown of the Miyoo Mini, it's actually a very simple process and involves simply removing 6 standard screws, 4 of which are clearly visible on the back of the device with the other 2 concealed behind the easily removable battery. In fact, I think part of the reason why the Miyoo Minis became so popular to customize was that the process to change things out is very easy overall. Okay, so let's get this cover off to reveal the battery and easily disconnect it. Now we can see the last 2 screws to remove. Okay, let's quickly remove the screws here. With all 6 screws removed, the back cover will come off very easily to reveal the PCB. Here's a quick look at the back cover, which we'll check out again shortly. So very carefully remove the existing Captain tape that has been placed and put it aside and save it to reuse again later. With the tape removed, it's time to gently pull the ribbon cable out, and I found it to be pretty forgiving. You can simply use your fingers to slowly slide it out, or a simple tool like I am, just to help out slightly. Go slow, don't rush this process. Okay. Time to pop out the board. Now make note of how the board is inserted on the side where the volume dial is. You will want to lift and pull out from the side in case the board is being stubborn and giving you difficulty. This one here happens to be very easy to get out and doesn't require much effort. Okay, so now we have made it to the good part, and you can see the conductive rubber membranes and all the buttons in place. So we're going to remove the membranes and save them to be reused in a moment, so place them in a secure location and take care with them. Okay, time to be a little rough, and we will just flip the Mini over and let all the buttons and D-pad fall out of place into my hands. Now I always recommend saving anything OEM just in case you have any issues and need a backup. By the way, make sure to save your power button from the top of the unit. Okay, let's check out my button set from Cloud Life. I purchased these in a translucent blue to match the translucent blue shell of the Mini here. These came nicely packaged with 2 separate bags, one for the D-pad and buttons and the second with the BetterShoulderButtons, which again I did not realize were part of the full set. Okay, let's take a close look at these. I believe these are resin molded and these are pretty sharp looking. Okay, let's drop the D-pad in its new home. Now let's look at some of the buttons up close. These are actually much smoother than I thought they would be, and yes, these are handmade, so they're not going to be perfect, but you can see that they look great. I'm excited to see how they feel in the device. So these are super easy to install. There isn't any special placement. Just drop the new buttons right on in and make sure they are laying down correctly. Alright, time to grab the back cover and install some better shoulder buttons, which were part of the same set I purchased from CloudLife. Looking closely at the shoulder buttons, you can see that I am able to give it a little force from inside the shell, pushing it out. The shoulder buttons are held on with a small clip, and so just giving it enough force will make them pop right out of that clip. You might feel like you're going to break it, but as you can see here, they do pop right out. So one more time, you can see as I'm trying to show on camera that pushing from the inside of the shell towards the outside, the clip will give way to the button and release it. Repeat the same step for the last two. Now we have our back cover prepped for the new BetterShoulderButtons. And wow, I have to say, these look really nice and very smooth. Time to install them, and this part is pretty straightforward as each button can really only work in one position. When you hold the device, you will just know. So you will insert the button and press down to clip them down and secure them. Repeat this step for the remaining ones. Okay, let's grab our conductive rubber membranes that we put aside and place it back in the Mini. Make sure to place it so that the outer part of the membrane grabs onto the two plastic posts to help secure it. And of course, just make sure to place it down the correct way, which will have the black side facing you. Grab the board and place it back into the Mini. Make sure to put it in at an angle to accommodate the volume dial on the side. Now I'm going to hold in place quickly just to make sure things look correct on the other side. I will still verify once again when everything is put back together, since it's a very simple process to make corrections. Grab your power switch and place it back on the top of the unit. Carefully slide the ribbon cable back in. I like to gently push each side in slowly using my electronics tweezer here. Grab the tape you saved from before and place it back on. Okay, time to put the back cover on and see how these shoulder buttons feel. So I'm already noticing that these will need to be sanded down a little to correct them. This is actually perfect for this video because no matter where you order from, there is a good possibility that this will need to be done. For example, the set I purchased from GetBetter also talks about sanding down to make minor adjustments. I will completely put the back cover on and show you what I mean by them needing to be sanded down. Messing around, pressing things, and yep, you can hear that the shoulder buttons are clicking away on their own. This is most likely because the posts in the shoulder buttons are a little too long and need to be sanded down to correct this. So looking closely at how these press down, you can see that my L2 presses down nicely, but the others not as much. Now just keep in mind, the shoulder buttons are not great to begin with on the Miyoo Mini, so let's take these buttons and sand them down. The part I am focusing on are the posts behind the buttons. So I will use the included sandpaper and just go slowly and do a little at a time. Test and then repeat. You don't want to rush the process and just make adjustments as you need to. Let's put it back on and test quickly. You can see that it's slightly better, but not quite like the other. This is where you just go slow, sand a little, test, rinse and repeat. Okay, cover back on, battery back in, and another quick test. Yep, everything's looking pretty good now, and I think the unit looks quite handsome in its new digs. Okay, so for this next part, I will speed through parts of the disassembly and reassembly since the first portion served as the proper teardown of the device. This part will focus on the installation of the BetterShoulderButtons from GetBetter and my full set of face buttons from the Sunny 3D store and examine the fit and finish of them in the Miyoo Mini. Alright, let's tear open my face buttons from the Sunny 3D store and check these out. I really love the color of these, and I went with them because they reminded me of my daughter's Game Boy Color. I am really impressed with the 3D print on these. In fact, I can't believe these are actually 3D printed. They are really smooth and look and feel very nice. Let's drop the D-pad in and take a quick look. I really like the way this looks. Continuing on with the menu, start, and select buttons, and finally the 4 face buttons, and these look really good. Again, amazing print job on these. They are incredibly smooth and finished nicely. Okay, it's time to check out the BetterShoulderButtons I purchased separately from GetBetter. I purchased these in white as the other option was black, and I thought that the white would match better with this shell. Just like the Sunny 3D store print, these are very high quality, smooth, and almost don't look 3D printed. It's actually really amazing how good these are. Okay, let's quickly pop these in and do a test. Thankfully, these will not need any adjustments and everything is working great here. I think these look really sharp on the Miyoo Mini. Now back to the Sunny 3D face buttons and D-pad. These are ridiculously good. I mean, the fit and finish is about as good as it could get. I am very impressed with this set. So the Miyoo Mini does come shipped in its own case, but I was looking specifically for a grip to use on the device. Now I came across this GripCase on Etsy and thought, what a cool concept, and so I wanted to check it out. The GripCase is from PartimeCAD on Etsy, and I have to say that the 3D print finish on this is pretty good. The case feels quite smooth. The mechanism to open the case works very well and feels very secure. So there is some felt inside to place the Miyoo Mini in with the screen down, and you can see how solid and secure this is. Now the trick of this, of course, is that it doubles as a grip for your Mini. I like closing the case over the device, but you can actually slide the Miyoo in and out of the case. But yeah, you can see that this certainly gives you a little more to hold on to and make the device a little more comfortable. Surprisingly, the corners do not get in the way, and then, overall it's a pretty clever concept. Okay, time to B-roll the minis with their makeover. And if you made it this far, I have some exciting news, and so I've decided to give away one of these Miyoo Minis. These have become really difficult to find, and I happened to purchase these two before they became so sought after, and I really don't need 2 devices. Now the eventual winner will get to choose which color they want, so the giveaway will run through the entirety of January or end when I reach 3,000 subscribers, whichever happens first. I will let everyone know of the winner in a community post on YouTube by editing the description section in this video and updating any socials that I've shared this video to. So to enter the giveaway, please like this video, sub to my channel, and comment down below which handheld device you are most looking forward to in this new year. Now I know there's going to be some exciting ones coming out this year, like the One X Player 2, GPD Win 4, eventually the KTR one, Razer Edge, Pimax Portal. I mean, the list just goes on. I think 2023 will end up being an even crazier year for handhelds than the last year was. I also want to say thank you so much for all the support, and for those that newly subscribed because of this video, I do hope you stick around and enjoy some of my content. For all of my prior followers, I just want to say thank you so much for the tremendous support last year. I started my YouTube channel at the end of July, and in that time, the amount of support and growth has been incredible. I've absolutely loved interacting with everyone and getting to know viewers on and off YouTube in Discord, Reddit, and Facebook. The second half of 2022 was very exciting for me, and it ended with a nice surprise winning the GPD Win 4 contest and far exceeding any goal I set for myself when it came to YouTube. I wish everyone a happy and healthy new year, and I look forward to the next video. This is the Retro Tech Dad, and thank you so much for watching.